Hi, you're listening to Everyday Superpower, a place where you can learn how to read body language, nice and plain and simple. With each video we teach you a new lesson and you're able to apply it in the real world and identify it as it happens before you, and a whole wealth of conversations and communications throughout life. If you like what you hear, click like, click subscribe, regardless your opinion, leave a comment, given that's what you're interested in, of course. And without further ado, we're going to talk about the pulling of the ear. Okay, so maybe not potentially a literal pull of the ear, but a potential fondling or a touching at the very least of the earlobe. Okay, now it can happen around the ear, but for this particular talk we're going to speak about the earlobe because you do see it down at the earlobe a little more so than everywhere else. Right, so we've spoken about in past videos mouth blocking behaviours and eye blocking behaviours. So what these are is when the brain subconsciously commands the hands to come up and either block the mouth or block the eyes. This, the earlobe pull, is an ear blocking behaviour. So it's a subconscious desire to actually block the ear. But how? Because as kids we were so blatant with our body language, we would take our fingers and stick them in our ears when we heard something we didn't want to like. So when we considered something distasteful, we would put our fingers in our ears to block it out and not absorb any more of that stimuli. As we get older and we sort of abide by societal norms and understand how the human communication goes, we learn that we have to be a little more indirect with our methods of reacting. So what we do is our hands still may subconsciously come up to the ears, but we're not just going to put our fingers in our ears to block it out like a child. What we're going to do is we're just going to rub at the ear, pull at the ear a little bit, and it serves as the same purpose. Now don't get me wrong, you're going to be hearing things a lot more, but in regards to where it's anchored to and that feeling of support in the face of hearing something distasteful, it still works in the same manner. Alongside that, what you can consider is its skin-on-skin action. So what you're doing is self-soothing and sending positive neurochemicals to the brain as you rub that earlobe, alright? So if you give it a go now, there might be some degree of relaxation that just gets sent up to your brain as you do so. It feels quite comfortable. So when we are potentially threatened or our brain is stressed, that counts as a counterbalance to that stress, alright? Then positive chemicals sort of fight it off in a way, in a yin and yang sort of approach. So this is quite a defensive posture, alright? Be careful how you analyse it, because especially like if you're dating someone or if you speak to someone who you believe may be possibly interested, their hand could... Little yawn test I like to throw in every once in a while, see if you yawn in return. If you do, then you've been paying attention and we're mirroring to some degree, so let me know if you did. So when you're dating someone and whatnot, you may see the hand come up. Now you have to pay close attention as to where the hand goes, because if the hand rubs the neck in a sensual manner or strokes the hair or blah de blah de blah, that's a completely different sign to the rubbing of the ear, alright? Of course, the fidgeting of the ear or the earring may be a release of nervous energy, which may be a byproduct of them being, nervous around you in a positive manner because they're attracted to you, or perhaps you're somewhat dominant over them. So if that was the case and they felt a bit nervous and stressed, they may do so in regards to that as well. So it might not necessarily purely be down to them blocking you out in an audio sort of medium. They may generally just be a little bit nervous and have to feel like they have to, fidget with something, alright? So that's about it really. Just to re-clarify, when ear grabbing is done when listening to others, it shows a disbelief or a blocking of that individual. If you hear a loud screeching noise, you may put your hands in your ears to block it out. It's the same sort of parallel to hear something nasty or cringy or just distasteful from another individual. Alright, obviously alongside that, it's the pacifying behaviour, it's the self-touch, which also aids in that resistance to negative stimuli. So I'm going to get off before I fall asleep, because as you can probably hear, I'm pretty tired. I want to say thank you for paying attention to these videos. Hopefully they've been of benefit. Click like, click subscribe, leave a comment. Hear back from you next time. Cheers.